embarking on a journey of redemption, and we are working towards seeing our dreams come true, our goals. We are working on our goals, you get it, spiritually. And I want to nurture you through this life of redemption. A lot of things matter. These are things you can't conclude in one day. Like every day is something to learn. And I'm glad we are on this journey. I pray that whatever we speak about, that God will give you wisdom and grace to put it in your life and see change. Yeah, uh, last week we finished the fasting. It went so well. I get so many testimonies of people telling me they've gone back to having a personal relationship with God. They are working towards so many things that they weren't doing. They are trying to make ends meet spiritually, really, because at the end of the day, we were created by someone, and if you rule that out, then life becomes hard. It becomes hopeless. It becomes frustration itself. But if you bear the fact that you have a creator that loves you and you know the power in him, there is a way things kind of smoothen. And I thank God that we are at that point of acknowledging him, that he's our only way, truth, and life. You get it? Now, we've been sowing seeds in you, seeds of salvation, seeds of trust, seeds of godliness, seeds of faith, seeds of courage from God, seeds of hope. There is, if you began with me January, you are somewhere today spiritually. If you began with me, that's if you're serious. If you began with me last month, you're somewhere. Even people who are here last week, who came in a week ago, they are testifying there is change spiritually. You get it? So each one of us, no matter when you joined, there is some level of spiritual growth you've gotten to. You get it? But um, I want you to know something very important. For you to keep the journey going without falling a lot, there is one element that is very important that I want to bring to your attention, and we talk about it and agree about it. Yeah, that is in 1 Corinthians chapter 15 verse 33. It says, do not be misled. Bad company corrupts good character. Do not be misled. Bad company corrupts good character. What am I saying? These are things I did when I was on this journey. I began reducing on the friends I had, not because I didn't like them, but because I'd gone on a different journey that requires different things. So someone that doesn't speak to my life in a positive way for me to keep on track, I was always eliminating them. I used to have different types of friends. I had those who were spiritual, but then there are these friends you did high school with, you did campus with, but they're not born again. Yeah, these are friends who were telling me about do this. Like their advice was totally contradicting to what God was telling me. What am I saying? At this point of your life, maybe when you came to the point of getting this far in your spiritual life, you had friends and you still have friends. But I want you to put a touch into your life. The friends you have, are they growing you spiritually or not? Why am I concerned about this? Because let me say, maybe for example, last week there is something in you that grew spiritually because of that fast. And then you have these friends of yours who are totally non-believers, totally. So when you meet them after quarantine, they'll start plotting for you that there is this witch doctor who works well, that I know of a man who can help you abort very soon. Friends that will give you advice on how to act. You're dating a married man and now you left him, so now you'll meet friends who will tell you you're stupid. How can you leave a married man who is ready to take care of you? Those friends of yours are not looking at the long-term thing. For you, you've understood the long-term thing, that if you get into another woman's marriage, her tears will be counted on you, because God said when he puts two people together, no man can put asunder. So you're putting asunder something that God put together and witnessed. You're actually fighting God himself. because it's the one who put it together for you, you're putting asunder, so you're actually the enemy of God. You see how God at times it's hard for him to answer some of our prayers because you're an enemy to him, in a way that you don't even understand. Now you could be you've outgrown this, you're like, I'm leaving this married man, then you meet your friend at work who is like, no, you go with him, you know, like those friends. I hope you're getting me. Yes, I wanted you to meditate tonight about the friends you have. After, okay, right now we are in quarantine, we are all indoors. It can be limited. When we get out of there, out of quarantine, we'll be missing each other. So you'll call so and so. You'd want to meet out for a chat, for a coffee, something like that. Whom are you going to bring into your life again after this quarantine? Is it someone that is going to continue building you spiritually, or is someone that is going to push you back? Let me tell you, friends have a great effect in our lives. Let me tell you, when I'm fasting, at times I withdraw from people. Why? I used to have a friend who used to be a rumor monger. Like that girl, for her, it was like inborn. For her, the moment she sits with you, she'll start backbiting someone. All the time she has stories, but she's a believer. So one day I was fasting and I went to her. I was passing by, so I decided to just pass by and say hi to her. I was fasting. She began telling me, let me tell you, and I have news. You know, so and so is like this. Hey, this guy from church who is like this. She was updating me of everything. But then I was listening and I'm like, doesn't the Bible say do not sit in a gossip? There is a scripture, I don't have it offhand, which says, how do I quote it? Do not be part of a slander. Like, do not sit in a conversation about backbiting. I broke my fast. I wasn't replying back, supporting what she was saying, because in me I was fasting, but the mere fact that I was seated in that kind of gossip and I was listening, it made me unworthy and I broke my fast. I think it was around midday. But can you imagine me losing my fast? I felt I can't go on. Imagine me losing my fast because I met one woman who is a gossiper. Most times when you sin amidst a fast, when you ask God for forgiveness, he forgives. Though in Isaiah 58, I'm very concerned about the type of fast he will need. He wants from us in Isaiah 58. So because of Isaiah 58, I chose to break the fast. I just felt God is not going to listen to my fast, and I had to redo it the following morning. Are you saying that? What am I saying? Which kind of friends do you have? Are they going to push you ahead? Or are there these friends who are going to tell you, there's the witch doctor I know who works very well, he will bring your husband back. There is a man I know who has a shrine who will give you kids. Now, these are friends who are going to put you off course. Remember, there is a journey you've gone. I've told you we're not turning back. We are going forward. So I want us at every step we are going, let's go forward and not backwards. If there is something that is going to hinder you from going forward, you need to let go of it. If it's the friends you have, you need to start revising your friends. If it's social media that puts you astray, you need to reduce on it. You subscribe to people that you know build. On social media, you can decide to subscribe to groups that inspire you spiritually. Not being on Rita Kagwa, then you're on another lady who twerks, you subscribe to another lady who abuses people. Are you getting? Like, you choose the kind of content you want to bring into your life. Why are we even trying to do all this? It's not kajanja. We are trying to make our prayers avail much, because the scriptures say a prayer of a righteous man availeth much. And I was telling you, God promised us things in the Bible. We are not touching them yet. Why? Because we have failed to reach some level of righteousness. He doesn't expect us to be perfect, because he knows none is perfect, but he wants to see us trying. He said, when you say to a mountain, move, it shall move. But really, can we tell a mountain to move and it moves? It can't. Why? It can't obey us, because by law, you're supposed to be righteous enough for it to obey you. So you may say move to a spirit of rejection, and spirit of rejection will be like, ha, nze ndagawa, where am I going? I'm not leaving. You are a temple of the devil, so I have to harbor here. But should you have been a temple of Christ and you're really having light within you, that spirit of rejection will run out of you, because light and darkness do not meet. But why? because there is some level of spirituality you've gone on to. So I don't want the enemy to come and steal the words that have been put on your heart on this journey. Quarantine has been a time whereby God has set us apart from others to know Him. And we thank Him for this quarantine, that we've got to know Him. But after quarantine, are we ready to mix? Are we ready to bond? Whom are we going to bond with? Are they going to make us or take us backwards? Yeah, so that's what I wanted to pass today. Yes. Which kind of friends do you have? Do they speak positively to your life? You're pregnant, abandoned with a child. You need friends who are going to encourage you to have hope in Christ. Have hope. He is faithful. You'll get a spouse, not friends who are going to begin saying, Oina cheyombekede, wadiva. Hey, that one. You need someone who will push you up, not friends who are going to put you down and you feel like you're low and less of a person. If you don't have those friends, friends are here on these platforms. Make friendships with people here, because if you have a common goal, you'll inspire each other. If both of you are single moms, because you share a common problem, you'll inspire each other. She'll tell you her story, you'll tell her story. Somehow you learn from each other. Yeah. So God knows everything that is in this world because He created it, and this is a manual. So He was telling you in 1 Corinthians 15:33 that do not be misled. Bad company corrupts good character, so do not be corrupted. You've been building yourself this quarantine, do not be corrupted by getting into corrupt people with corrupt minds. Let's start working on our relationships. It's also a very important factor in this journey. You rather have few friends, but when they build you, not many friends, but when they mislead you. Some of you used to drink alcohol, some of you used to club. After quarantine, are they going to tell you there is a plot in Governor? Can we go for club? Because they are your friends, you may fear to turn them down. You'd want to go and celebrate with them in Governor. But then after that, next week you're fasting. Do you see that the two worlds do not meet? Yes. So ladies, I came to just pass this today at this midnight inspiration. Think about it. Let's discuss more about it tomorrow. Be blessed.